Good evening and welcome to What's Going On Here. I'm Bob Venn as usual on Sunday night. Our main topic tonight is going to be on various businesses in the northern part of New York here in northern Clinton County, in the towns of Chazy, Champlain, and Moores, and what happens when the farmers don't get as much money and don't operate as well as they have in the years past. But before we get into that, we have a short segment we have because this gentleman right here, as you all know, Norm Bono, from St. Mary's back. I guess I've known Norm for at least 25 years when he was teaching over at St. Mary's, right? Yeah. And a great person with the young people in our area. And Norm's been a teacher at NCCS for some years, and I've heard some rumors about some things that he has been working on. And I was watching the school board meeting the other night on Channel 21. Calvin's on the camera here, and getting all of these things, and I heard something about, Norm, you mentioned to the board that you had some ideas about a fund that you want to start and raise a lot of money for the benefit of our students in NCCS, particularly at the high school to start with.
That's right.
Am I right?
That's right, Bob.
Okay.
Yeah, I got started, I think, last spring when the state cut our budget by a lot and we started losing programs. We lost our pool, we lost driver's ed, and we lost quite a few courses. Along with that, we lost 3 of our finest teachers.
Who, want to mention their names?
Yes, Ricky Hunter in business, John Turco with a pool and in phys ed, and Lee Kingsbury, one of our better teachers for driver's ed. So as things went on, the morale got very, very poor, and everybody started blaming everybody else for what was happening. And it's continued through the summer. So in our meetings with the school union, teachers union, I got involved. I was tired of seeing all the things happening and nothing really getting done. So the first thing I knew, I was elected the president of the teachers union. So this summer, working with Peter Stone, I spent a lot of time trying to get some of these programs reinstated and to get some of our teachers back.
And this was after we had the vote and it was going to be austerity?
After, during, with the proposal coming back up. So there was a lot of ups and downs, there was a lot of changes, there was a lot of things I had to wait on to see how it would come up at the next budget vote and the proposition coming up. So finally, when I finished and I got a proposal together, which would have, I thought, restored a lot of programs and a lot of faith in the district, I went back to the Teachers Association, and for many reasons, it didn't quite pass. So I was very disappointed, very discouraged. I resigned from as president of the union because I felt that I still had to do something. So after a while, I came up with the idea that I couldn't save everything, but if we got the whole community, not just the Teachers Association, but the whole community together, that maybe we could restore some of the programs that we need to have and get some of the confidence and the faith in our community and our school again.
All right, now, we stop right there for a second, and as I say, you people know Norm Bono, but maybe you'd like to know a little bit more about him. And Norm, you were here for 25 years in our area. Where'd you come from? And tell us a little bit about your background before that.
Okay, I came from Vermont, from Troy, Vermont, just a little town. I went to school at Sacred Heart in Newport, which is run by the same sisters we had here at St. Mary's. So after spending 4 years at St. Michael's in my senior year, one of the sisters that I had in Newport knew that we were losing Al Rose. You know, Al went to Plattsburgh, so they needed a phys ed person and a math person. And those were my 2 areas. She knew me from Sacred Heart, so she came after me at St. Mike's and says, come on to Champlain. So I got a map and found out where Champlain was, made my way over here, and I taught my first 2 years at St. Mary's before they closed and merged with Champlain Central at that time. I've been at NCCS now for 23 years, so 25 years total in the district.
You were a farm boy?
Yes.
Right? Your dad was a farmer, or still is a farmer?
Still is a farmer. My brother still runs a farm. My father's in real estate a lot, but still lives on the farm. He's retired now.
So you know what work is from an early age?
Yes, I was very close to staying on the farm.
Norm has been a big asset in our community for our young people particularly, And when Norm says he'll do something, he gets it done. He's very interested in our people, and he's got that same smile on his face all the time. And I'm a little envious of him because he stays in shape, and where I don't, he did, even though he's getting older too. You're getting up there at 25 years
Yeah,
here.
I'm almost 40.
Oh, almost 40. Okay. Norm, is there any particular program you're trying to get for
Yes,
the young ones this time?
definitely. We have right now, it's a very sad story, in our school we have 2 rooms, one in junior high, one in senior high. But those 2 rooms right now are full of computers. We have over 40 computers, 10 or 12 printers. And right now, our doors are locked.
They don't use them at all?
We do not use them. We do not have one computer course. Sometimes they're being used to assist another course. So you apply a program from, for example, in my advanced accounting course, I use them occasionally as an accounting application on a computer. But as far as teaching how to use a computer, right now we've lost all our courses through the cuts. And in this day and age, I don't think we have a right to even let our kids out of school without some knowledge of computers. So my first goal is to raise enough money to re-establish 2 keyboarding classes in the 8th grade for the 2nd semester. Those are 10-week courses, but you learn the keyboard so that when they reach high school next year, they'll be able to use the computers properly. And also to establish 1 computer literacy course for juniors and seniors this year, the 2nd semester. Peter Stone and myself, we've also been working on a program with the board to establish programs starting next year. So it would be the freshman class coming in, that in the 1996 class, we would have mandated that they have so much computer literacy and programming before they graduate.
So you're hoping that in 92, school year 92, 93, that the whole system gets back to financing the computer course. Now, so that people don't think you have any mercenary reason for doing this, will you gain 1 penny in your salary, or will Peter Stone, because computers come back?
Absolutely not. I want to make my position pretty clear right now. I am really doing this, first, as a father of 2 kids. Second, I'm a taxpayer. I have a nice home here. I pay my fair share of taxes. And third, I have been teaching here and working with these kids for 25 years. And I want to help them out. I really enjoy working with the kids, and it's time that we get together and do something. And when I say we, now I mean everyone. And I'm going to try to get programs involving the taxpayers. I've already talked to the leader of the Taxpayers Association group, and he's very, very supportive. When people know that this program is strictly for the kids, the teachers will not get 1 penny pay, salary, raise, or anything else. It has nothing to do with that. When I mentioned that I had stepped down from the president of the union, I've also, when I undertook this, even stepped out of the union. So I have no ties to anyone right now. So it's strictly, again, as a parent, as a taxpayer. I feel we have to get together, the community together, to rally around each other and boost the morale. So not only bringing these programs back, but boost the morale.
Okay, go ahead.
Any money left over. Now, I don't want to stop with these 3 things. I intend to have a lot of money left over, and this would be divided among our 5 schools. By that I mean our 3 elementary schools, junior high, and the senior high school, to buy supplies for the kids. Every penny going to the kids.
Supplies. Don't the school buy their own supplies?
We are on austerity, and by cuts from the previous years, and now very, very serious cuts this year, we have no supplies left.
What do you mean by supplies?
Well, for example, in art,
yes,
there's no supplies left. They don't have
no paper,
no
to
paper.
Draw?
They have no cardboard, no poster papers,
no pencils,
very few
colors,
and so on. The labs, they don't have the frogs or the hearts or whatever they're going to need in their labs. Those are going to have to be purchased separately. There's already quite a few drives on for different materials from different classes, and the community is going to be hit all year long for different fundraisers because we have very little supplies. So we need those badly.
What if someone says to you, you were very good, Norm, but you know, I've already voted down computers. Did they vote down computers?
No, they did not vote down computers.
Okay.
To be honest, I think they voted down what taxpayers perceive to be the teachers and administrators are getting too much of a raise in the last couple of years. That's what everybody is dead set against. And since our taxes are going up, the fault, to me, lies with the state. But you can't reach the state, so we're reaching across at each other. So right now, they voted down the teachers getting the raise. But cutting down the budget did not affect our paychecks, but it does affect what the kids have got for programs and what they have for supplies.
Okay. Now, if we can do without the pool, it's awfully hard to believe you can do without computers.
We can't.
I mean, I have a computer. I'm only learning. My grandson, who was 13, could run rings around me,
right.
And he really hasn't had it in school yet, but he has the ability. Now, what kind of money are we talking, Norm? How much money are you trying to raise, and what will the money go for? How will it be spent?
It would take approximately $12,000 to reinstate the 3 programs.
Now, when you say 3 programs, could you emphasize those 3
yes,
again?
the 2 keyboarding
The
classes.
2 keyboarding classes.
And the computer literacy class. For
Okay,
juniors
3
and
classes,
seniors.
right?
3 classes.
About how many
starting
students?
in January. The 2 keyboardings, because they are 10-week courses, they could accommodate about 100 8th graders, and that's going to take almost all of them. So they'll have a basic knowledge of the keyboard. And the computer literacy class, again, if those are broken up in 2 10-week courses, could accommodate 50.
Okay. Now, who will be teaching these?
We have right now 2 teachers who are only part-time, Carol Stone and Karen Jones. So I would think that those 2 people would get,
a little bit more hours, a little bit more money, maybe, right? But you need it. And that's what. Now, how would you administrate the $12,000 when you get it? How will you have to turn it into
goes
the
to the
school?
board.
You
It
give
will
it
go
to the board,
so
and
the
they would
board-
spend it for those things that you for the computer course.
Yeah.
And
Well,
that
they
would
have to
start
pay
in
the teachers.
January?
Yeah.
Okay.
That would start in January. And the monies would be distributed
Okay.
through our fund back to the individual schools.
Okay. I know it. I hope those people out there know it, but can you tell them that you're not raising $12,000 so a teacher can have more money?
No, absolutely not.
All right.
My heart
Someone's going to
here-
say it, but let's get it right on the board right now.
My heart here is to help our community and to help our kids.
Okay.
I've spoken to many of our kids, especially in my classes, and they would be very, very supportive. And I'm going to try to involve all the groups, starting with the taxpayers. And now that this is going to get out, I've been working at this pretty much by myself right now, but now I need some help.
Okay.
Now I need chairmen, co-chairmen, and from different groups, and to really get after this and to do something in the North Country that's never been done. And right now, it doesn't look good when we say we do not have these programs. But I believe in a couple of months, when this thing is so big that people from outside are going to look at NCCS and says, look what those people have done.
Now, Norm, on TV, at the school board meeting, you indicated to the board how dedicated and how sure you were of this thing by making a little contribution yourself to start this off.
Oh yes, I have no worries about that this thing is going to go big.
But
I know I'm going to surprise a lot of people. We have a few doubters. I have a few doubters that think this is not real. People really are not going to rally, but I don't believe that. I know the community. I've lived here 25 years.
Okay. You're a teacher. You're not just taking money. You're going to give some of it back. You mentioned on TV, so I can ask you. How much are you starting this fund off
Well,
for?
I'm going to start with a little over $500 of my own.
Of your own money?
My own.
Out of his salary to get this started on the road. And as I said, he doesn't get 1 penny out of this. He is not trying to help, quote unquote, the union. He's no longer in the union. He's not trying to go against the union either.
No,
Let's not.
I want their support.
You need their support. So you were looking for the support of the union, the board in some way, and all the taxpayers and the children to get out there and in some way help to raise $12,000 by January.
By January. And if I will guarantee myself that we will have $12,000 by the end of December. If I am short of that goal, I will go out and get a personal loan myself, and I will give the board the $12,000 at the end of December. But I'm not worried about that because that's not going to happen. We're going to have the money.
All right. How can these people who are watching this program tonight help Norm Bono and, help the kids through Norm Bono? How can they do this? What do they do next, or what are your plans? How are you going to do this?
There's a couple of incentives, that, especially for the kids at school. First of all, we've got miles of halls. And by the computer room, where we're going to say we're going to unlock the door, there's already a big sign up there that says, "We care at NCCS." Everyone who donates $5 or more will get their names put up there. We'll have some big posters and we'll put the names up. And by the end of December, I would like to see not 100, not 200, but 1,000 or 2,000 names up there. And it can be everybody that feels that it's time to get together and to rally around our kids and to show them some support. I mean, to send their donations, whether it be $5, $10, $20 if you can afford $20, or $100. And I will be getting back to the teachers. I will be asking a little more of the teachers than I'm asking of the others.
Okay, at this point, you're not asking anyone to send Norm Bono any money right now.
Oh, yes, I am.
You are right now?
We're
You are?
Start the
Okay.
fund right now. And
Okay, well, there you are.
And I have a fund. It's going to be, it's called HELP, H-E-L-P, NCCS. So you make your checks payable to HELP, NCCS, and you can send them to me or send them to the kids at school to bring to me, and I will put into this account.
You're opening a bank account
Yes,
here?
I opened it. It's already opened.
Uh-huh.
So we're all ready to go. I let one person know before anyone else, as I thought it was an important person. I called Francis Bud Moore in Plattsburgh, and he's already sent his donation with a beautiful letter and said, "You get this thing going, and there'll be a lot more coming." So
Okay.
it's already open.
Now, this is going to cover all of the area of the school district for NCCS.
Right.
Right? Wherever they go, into Scioto and down halfway to Shazy and so forth.
That's right.
All right. Now, what about the people, they aren't watching this, but people from Canada who maybe have kids here at our school, Vermont, if they...
Well, the kids, I'm going to let
The
the
kids are gonna
out
do
loose.
something,
Let
okay.
the kids out loose, and they're going to have some fun with this.
Okay.
They're never asked for their input on any of these cuts.
Okay.
They can't vote. They want driver's ed. They want some of these programs, but they're powerless. Here they're going to have a little fun with it. They're going to see people rallying, and I'm going to get them to get their brothers and sisters who might be away at college to send $5. We're going to see how many states we can get money from. The parents, we've had quite a few parents group already coming into our school and saying, "What can we do to help?" And a lot of people have been, I would say, I have found it hard to start something or do something. They want to, but nobody's ever started anything where they can say, "Well, geez, this is what I want. Now I can help." And I think with this program, they'll get a chance. I would like to start now, at the end of this show, to right away send a check, so that tomorrow at school or the day after, I'm going to have many letters and so on, and I'm give that to the kids to answer them and start putting the names up there and really get this thing going.
Okay, I'm going to take a short break and get my thoughts together here and give Calvin a chance to rest his shoulder a little bit. He just came back from doing 2 soccer games at NCCS, and it's nearly 10 o'clock at night here, and we're at Norm Bono's, and I never call you Bono, I call you Bono, and we're going to be right back, and thank you very much for watching Hometown Cable tonight and every night. Remember, now it's 3 hours. Right now they're having a little trouble with the machine out at the tower, but usually it's 4:30, 8 p.m., midnight, and 8 the following morning. Now those are new hours, and it's a full 3 hours every night because Calvin is getting more and more programs on the air every night, and with Sam and Calvin are getting all these on. And thank you very much for watching Hometown Cable every night, and particularly on Sunday night, and I'll be right back. Thanks. Welcome back, and if you haven't been with us from the beginning and you're wondering why I'm talking to Norm Bono here, and why are we talking money, and why are we talking computers, is because he has an idea, and it's starting. He started a project to raise enough money to put computing back into NCCS. Now, didn't people vote computing down?
No, they didn't.
All right.
That was taken out of the budget before it went to the vote. Now, the pool was voted down separately, and so was driver's ed. But some of these courses were taken out before, so they were officially not really voted out by the taxpayers.
Okay.
They were cut because of the state cuts, and they had to make additional cuts.
You're a business teacher. What do you teach, Norm?
I teach accounting basically. I have two accountings, an advanced accounting, but I also teach business management and an introduction to occupations. And as a matter of fact, right now, in introduction to occupation, one of the areas I'm covering is careers. And it's kind of funny, but today I had, looking on two different pages of long tables of occupations, the fastest growing and those that are declining the fastest in the next 10 years. And on the first page for the fastest growing occupations, just about every single one had to do with computer programming, or jobs where computers are extremely important. So we just have to start working on our computer program.
From an older person who tries to learn computer and you get a little bit older, it's a little tougher than it is when you're in the junior high, right?
Oh, absolutely.
They can really go at it.
Yeah.
How old is your daughter?
My daughter's 11.
All right.
She's in 7th grade this
She's
year.
in 7th grade, all right. So she is one of those missing it too, right?
She'll be
you
missing
know
it,
exactly.
Yeah, she'll be missing it if, you know,
Yeah.
we've got to get her going. And
Yeah.
my son, who's in 3rd grade, does circles around me on
He
the
does
computer.
on the computer,
Yeah,
all
I have one
right.
here.
All right, and Norm, what you're saying out here then, if they send your check, right?
Send
what would
your
you
check.
expect would be I know you don't want to limit it, but can anybody call you if they have questions about
any
this?
questions, or just from the little bit that was on the school board meeting the other night, I hope he doesn't mind my using his name, but Kevin Hicks called me right after, and he said, I heard what you said, and I'd like to help you, and I would like to run an auction for you. He says we could probably make $1,000 off an auction. So I mean, there's a lot of ideas, and there's a lot of people just waiting for a chance to help out, and that's what we need.
Okay, so you're going to be setting up a committee, and then that committee will start small and start branching out so you can cover most of the
I'd
people.
like to have some chairmen in every group from the business, and we're going to hit the businesses later.
Okay.
Once they see, and we might bring the businesses in school, which is a new part of education now. It's called Compact for Learning, and you're supposed to bring the parents and the community into the schools, let them see what's going on there, and let them help out, let them feel part of our school system.
With an austerity budget, could you have the school open sometime after school or in the early evening and show them the computer room without having to pay rent for the school?
I'm sure we could.
Without
I'm sure
paying
we
rent?
could.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. And Norm, is there anything else that you want to... One thing we'd like to do is maybe along the way, if I'm not there, Calvin, when he's up there doing a ball game or something, could hit you for a couple of 3 minutes and find out how the unit is going. We could show the names from a distance so you don't see who they are, but you could say, here we've got 300 people,
Absolutely.
we're up to $3,400,
Yes, sir.
you know, and you've only been at it 2 weeks or whatever it is,
Right.
and what you're looking forward to.
I would definitely like to keep you informed every week or 10 days.
Okay.
And this will also be getting out to the local papers.
Okay, that's another thing I wanted to know.
Yeah,
The papers
the
will
North
have it.
Countryman and the Islander, and we'll get to the Plattsburgh Press probably sometimes early next
Okay,
week.
you've already tried, but people are on vacation and
Right.
you've had trouble reaching them. I think you told me off camera. All right, and if this man, who's got plenty to do, and he's not getting 1 cent for this, matter of fact, it's coming out of his checking account or his savings account, if he has one, is going to put in money like this to help mine and your children, our grandchildren, can't you and I do a little bit to help the kids through Norm Bono, H-E-L-P, help NCCS?
Right.
And send your check. I don't know, they're talking about possibly an auction, maybe something else, but right now you're not making fundraisers. You'd like to get people to say,
Just-
give me 10, 15,
just
25,
donate.
50. If
Right.
you've got it, $100.
And I don't want to go door to door. I would like people to just send it in. Just sit down and write a check and send a little note maybe, and
Yeah.
give us a boost. Give me a hand.
Remember, when we voted for or against the budget, this money you're going to pay, would it be non-taxable? Would it be?
This is tax deductible.
It is
sure.
tax deductible, just like your
Tax
taxes would be?
deductible.
Okay, this is tax deductible.
deductible.
And this is the tax man you're talking to. He does income taxes, so he knows this.
It's a charitable contribution.
It's a charitable contribution going to your school
Non-profit.
by a different way. Instead of by taxes, it's a outright donation.
Non-profit
Okay,
organization. So
Norm,
no
it's been a
tax
pleasure talking with you. I'm glad you took the time to tell us about it. We've heard about it. And if we've heard about it, Calvin wants it on TV. Any questions, Calvin, that you have? His address.
deductible. Okay.
Check.
Just Norm Bono,
B-O-N-N.
Bonneau, RD1, Box 27, Champlain, New York, 12919.
All right? And you can use big envelopes, thick envelopes, whatever you want.
Right.
Remember, it's tax deductible, and it's for the, particularly to start off with, about how many students we're talking? A couple hundred? Could affect a couple hundred?
For the second semester, it could be 100 in keyboarding, over 100, and another 50 in the computer
Okay,
course.
so you're talking 150 to start off with, but these people will never be in that grade again, right?
And that's just going to open the door, but we
Yep.
need to open the door. We need to get it started.
Okay, and we've had it started before, but it's been shut, and we got
Right.
40 computers or more, and 2 full classrooms practically empty.
Right.
But, and they're still heating them, the lights there and everything else,
Yeah,
right?
They're ready to go.
Now,
Beautiful rooms.
If this salary goes to some of the teachers for their time they're going to put in on this, there's no additional expenses because they're already getting their benefits
That's right.
from
They're
the
already on
half a job
board.
they have now or
That's
whatever,
right.
correct?
That's right.
So this is going strictly for the hours they're going to be teaching,
Yeah.
supplies for computing possibly too,
Right.
and then anything extra over and above the $1,200 will go for supplies for all 5
All
schools.
5 schools.
Okay.
Which
Anything else, Norm?
I'd like to thank you very much, and Kelvin. You're really going to give me a boost here.
Okay.
Thank you.
Norm Bono. You see this man around it. If you don't have money, say a prayer, tell him thank you. Please don't leave your television set for the next 45 seconds to a minute. We've got something very important to tell you about a new program that Norm Bono is trying to do for the students at NCCS. It's called Operation Help NCCS, or just
Right.
Help NCCS.
NCCS.
And it's a program that you will see. You saw here on the 20. Please don't go away during this commercial. This is the commercial for an operation that's being conducted here in our school area, NCCS, and it's being run by this man right here, his idea, his plan, and he's going to make sure that it goes through. It's called Help NCCS.